Operations have continued after a devastating earthquake in Afghanistan. Hundreds of bodies have been recovered from mountainous areas of southeastern Afghanistan, taking the death toll to 2,205, according to a Taliban government spokesperson. It was earlier estimated that about 1,400 people were killed in the first earthquake of a magnitude 6, but the United Nations had said that the death toll might increase as people were trapped under rubble. This comes as Afghanistan continues to be hit by the aftershocks of the initial quake. Second and third earthquakes of magnitudes of 5.5 and 5.6 respectively have struck Afghanistan over the past 6 days. The Taliban government has said that rescue and search operations, as well as delivery of first aid and emergency supplies, are still ongoing. We are now joined by Desmond Majekodunmi, and he is an environmentalist, and he joins us live from Lagos. Desmond, obviously a tragic situation coming out of Afghanistan. We saw a similar earthquake just months ago in Myanmar. Similar challenges arise for the people of both countries, thousands dead. What are the sort of challenges that the people who face limited supplies and oppressive government rule are going to be facing right now in these circumstances?
Yes, again, another tragedy for these poor souls. The circumstances are not looking good at all, really. And part of the negativity that's happening to them is brought about by the fighting and the insurrection. And it's just yet another manifestation of what humanity is capable of doing to itself. However, what makes it worse in places like that have these really, really massive glaciers is that the glaciers are melting at a phenomenal rate. And we're talking of, like 400 square meters, kilometers of glacier space. And that's about roughly, that would be about 20 gigatons of weight. And a gigaton is 1 billion tons. So you're releasing all this pressure from an area that has a series of tectonic plates coming together. So it's prone to earthquakes anyway. But as you release this massive pressure, I mean, billions of tons of pressure is being released, you're exacerbating the conditions for earthquakes. Our heart goes out to the people of Afghanistan, and we really hope there's some way of giving them some support, even, particularly from the international community. If their own leaders don't have the capacity because they're so oppressive, then let's find a way to reach out to these people, because sadly, it's going to get worse. The ice there, the glaciers are melting faster and faster because of global warming, which we have exacerbated. When I say we, I'm talking about the international community.
Yes, and Desmond, with a mountainous terrain and landslides blocking access, what are the biggest challenges to getting aid into the places quickly where people need it the most?
Exactly. Mountainous terrain is so difficult to get through to the people. And then on top of that, you're having quite a lot of flood water coming down as well, again, because of the ice melts. So, high-tech type of helicopters, it's been done before, but there needs to be cooperation. And, possibly there's some issues with bringing that sort of machinery, because we're talking of mainly military machinery. Those sort of helicopters is usually, owned by the military. And then again, there'd be conflicts, they're bringing their machinery here. But, all this, it's a wake-up call to humanity to change our ways, change our attitudes, because that's probably the main constraint from bringing international help with high technology to help these poor people.
Desmond, pleasure to speak to you. Thank you very much for joining us and taking the time.